You can write in your diary the topic today which we are taking. For next 50 minutes I will be talking on Gita, asking questions from you, and nobody should go to sleep, okay? Because Gita is not very tough, Gita is very simple. Right. I am telling you about the techniques of meditation in Gita, 6th chapter. Take out 6th chapter. I'll tell you which is the 6th chapter. Like any of you who has opened the 6th chapter, you will tell me. 280? So, have we come to some conclusion?
286.
284. Yeah. But you see, first one I want to tell you, the 285 page I want to concentrate, you to concentrate. Ath Shashthodhyayah. Ath Shashthodhyayah Atma Sanyam Yoga. This is self-control. Atma Sanyam Yoga means self-control. Here he has written in Hindi and Sanskrit, but the meaning of this Atma Sanyam Yoga is meditation techniques. Meditation techniques. All those meditation techniques which Lord Krishna wanted to tell, and whatever the disturbances are there in the meditation, whatever are the deviations they come in the meditation, they are being explained by, they are being asked by Arjun, like you. You are Arjun, and I am right now seated like Krishna, and you will ask any queries and I will answer them. We are all Arjuns and Gurudev is Sri Krishna, and we all humankind, we are all Arjuns. Arjuns means a seeker of knowledge. Arjun means seeker of knowledge, and if you become seeker of knowledge, then you start getting the answers. So this particular chapter is devoted to only one important thing, and that is how to meditate. And why to meditate? Because mind is very powerful. Mind is very powerful, and if mind is powerful, then everything starts happening as one wishes. Make mind your own friend. Come to fifth verse. I am not telling you about the other chapters, but I am telling you about the 5th verse. Uddhared Atmana Atmanam. Can you? I don't think in English you will be able to have any difficulty. 5th verse of page number 290. This is very important verse. Uddhared Atmana Atmanam Natmanam Avsadayet. Atmano Atmaihu Atmano Bandhu Atmai Ripu Atmana. And Atma word here means mind. अपने मन से, अपने आत्मा से, अपने आत्मा का उद्धार स्वयं करो. You yourself have to do. Nobody else is going to help you. You have to liberate yourself. You have to maintain yourself. You have to maintain inner strength, and you have to muster courage to fight with all the evils which are haunting on you. There may be inner weaknesses. There may be external weaknesses. There may be problems with many things, like what the Gurudev told in lecture. There may be a lot of people might say that climate is not good here, so we have 2 houses. One is summer house and one is winter house. Whenever the winter comes, we can't live in Chicago or Toronto. We go to Texas and we settle down here. Few people who say no, we liked winter also, and so they remain in between, Arkansas or something like the central part. The weather is not in your control. You cannot, even if you are in Toronto, you can enjoy the same life of pleasure which you are enjoying in Texas. Texas, if I ask you to live in summer in Texas and winter in Chicago, then you will say you are punishing us. Why you are punishing us? Atmehu Atmano Bandhu, Atmerupu Atmana. Everything is in your mind, attitude, your thinking, your thoughts. Everything is in your mind. If your thinking is right, then wherever you are, Sitoshna Samsu Dukkeshu, Tatha Manapamanayo. Sitoshna, Sheet means Thandak, Thandi. Ushna means garmi, Shitoshna, Sukh Dukkheshu. Just like winter comes and just like this summer comes, similarly Sukh and Dukh, happiness and the miseries come to you. In this particular shlok is in this 6th chapter only. Page number 292. Sitoshasam Dukkheshu Tatha Manapamaniyo. From 290 jump to 292. The one who has conquered the mind, joy, sorrow, pain, conquered the mind. Joy, sorrow, pain and pleasure are the same. जिसने मन जीत लिया है उसके लिए दर्द दुख भी वही है, सुख भी वही है, दर्द भी वही है, प्रसन्नता भी वही है. He attains peace and realizes the supreme soul. So one has to develop his mind in such a way that Uddhared Atmana Atman. Uddhared means, this is mentioned here, whether one attains elevation or degradation through one's mind depends on oneself only. For the mind can be one's own friend, or mind can be one's own enemy. Mind, your own mind is your own friend, your own mind is your enemy. This is what is basically the essence of this one. This particular verse is very good from psychological angle. If you are a student of psychology, anybody who is a student of psychology, psychiatry, yes, psychology. One, Bianca is a psychology student. Anybody who has been having subject of psychology? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have studied psychology. You know what psychology teaches you. Make yourself stronger mentally. मनोबल को मजबूत करिए. This is what is the theory here. If your inner strength is strong and if your willpower is strong, then you will combat any type of adversities in your life. For meditation, we need a strong willpower. For meditation, we need a strong willpower. This is what you have to be understood. You have to understand. We go to the next few verses. Yogi Yunjit, sorry, page number, let me explain. 295. Yogi Yunjit Satatam Atmanam Rahasi Sthitah Yekaki Chittatma Nirashi Aparigraha. Devoid of any material possessions or desire, with body and mind controlled, yogi should remain in a secluded place, concentrating only on the self. Come to the Morange and do sadhana here. You'll be able to concentrate. You see, yogi, wherever he lives, he creates for himself the atmosphere surrounding himself. He creates for himself the atmosphere, the loneliness around himself. You shouldn't say all the time, I want to go to a cave, I want to go to Himalayas, I want to go somewhere. Dr. Sahib is making one very good place known as Munsiari. I want to tell you that I am making a very nice place like Munsiari, which is 8,500 feet high altitude wise, and there is a four-story buildings have come up, rooms are getting ready. Within about 6 months we are going to open it, and there people can see the whole, throughout the day they can see the Himalayas like this, Himalayas just in front of us, and as if you can just touch Himalayas. It looks like that. But if your mind is not at peace, then whether you are in Himalayas or whether you are in your home, you are not going to enjoy it. You are not going to have any concentration of the mind. All the time you will realize that this thing needed to be done, this thing needed to be done. My girlfriend must have sent some SMS, and there is no communication. There is no network. There is no network between you and God, and you are worried about your network between you and your girlfriend and you and your boyfriend. Why don't you develop a network between you and God, the Almighty? That network has to be built. And we are worried all the time about signal नहीं आ रहा, signal नहीं आ रहा है. Signal कब आएगा? जब signal आने के लिए खुद को तैयार करेंगे. तो खुद को तैयार करने की तैयारी. This is the preparation for preparing yourself for getting the signal of God. Getting the signal of God. I am not taking you to Himalayas. I am not making you sannyasi. I want you to become very strong, physically, mentally, spiritually persons who can combat all sorts of adversities in life, who can fight with all sorts of evils, who can fight with the deficiencies in the personality, who can fight with negative feelings, negativities. I want to make you stronger like that. I don't want you to take it to secluded place. So why Lord Krishna says in secluded place? He says you have to build your own secluded place. Rahasi. Rahasi means secluded place. Ekant. Even if you are living in a crowd, you can be at peace. I live in crowd. I live in a place. I live in Shantikund. I live near Choka. There is a kitchen there, over there, Mataji's kitchen. And Mataji's kitchen is all the time full of noise. All the time full of noise. They just fight with the pots. Because they have to clean. Now today they've got all gas system and everything. But earlier time when I went upstairs, started living upstairs with Gurudev's consciousness. Gurudev used to live in the front room and I used to live in the back room. So I used to say, Gurudev, नींद नहीं आती दिन में, खाना खा के आता हूँ पर 1 घंटा भी सोना चाहता हूँ, नहीं सो पाता. Gurudev का start forgetting from today only that there is someone there. Make it a music, make it a music. I started really imagining that this is music when they used to do it. Sometimes they never did it, so I was just feeling uncomfortable because I was not getting sleep. This is what is, make your circumstances your friend. Make whatever the adversity, make it your friend. Rahasi sthita. You have to build your own environment. You have to build your own surroundings. And that my son comes and he snatches, my daughter comes and he snatches my clothing, and sometimes my mala, and sometimes she doesn't want that I should do Gayatri Mantra. अरे यार पहला तो सब बच्ची को संभालना, बच्ची को गोद में लेके बैठना, वही सारा भगवान, सबसे पहला भगवान तो बोले. And when she is quiet, then do mala, whatever you want to do. Even if she is in your lap, you can do mala that time also. But don't blame your daughter for disturbing you. You have to all the time keep on learning that this is what is the Jivan Sadhana. The sadhana of life starts from home, not from the caves, not from the Rishi Muni's huts. It starts not from Munsari's silent place. It starts from your own home, full of disturbances. There is a highway in front of my house. We will talk to government and we will talk to remove that highway. We will change the direction of the highway. You cannot do it. You have to live in that house. Learn the music of highway. कितनी सुंदर लग रही गाड़ी हमको. And during that period you will start learning that how to live with those circumstances. There are a lot of people fighting in front of our house. Our house is on the square, main square. Change the house. No, we cannot change the house. So try to learn with that. Live with it. You will be you start getting attention, focusedness. You will be start getting everything gradually. Okay. So this is what is the main essence of this. Then Lord Krishna says, Yogi Yunjit. Yunjit means devoid of any material possessions or desire, with body and mind controlled. The yogi should remain in a secluded place, concentrating only on the self. Now another verse, next, 2096 page. Shuchodeshe pratisthapya sthiram asanamatna nati utritam nati nicham cherajin kushitaram. The yogi should remain in a clean place. You see, you have to sit in a clean place. You are seated in a very dirty place, the paper is surrounding you, all the paper garbage is there, and you are doing mala or you are doing dhyan. You cannot do it. On a seat that is neither too high nor too low. That's why I asked you to meditate sitting on chair, and I put wax candle in such a way that it was in eye level with you. In such a way, neither too low nor too high, covered with kusha grass. This was what Lord Krishna is writing, because it was in those earlier times that the asanas used to be used. Today you can do it on coach, you can do it on the sofa, you can do it on the chair, you can do it on the palang also, on your bed also you can do it. Tatre kagram mana kritva. Next is 297. Making his mind focused and controlling all the activities of his senses, he should sit on that seat and engage in yoga for the sake of self-purification. Yoga is for self-purification. First and foremost process in any meditation, in any yogic posture, in yogic exercise is self-purification. Purify yourself first, purify yourself. And for purification, you have to bring positive thoughts, you have to bring out negative thoughts. Bring positive thoughts in, take out negative thoughts from outside. So this is what is self-purification. And there are a few exercises also which can be done with them. Then he said, Samam Kaya Shirogrivam. Keep the body straight. All of you keep this straight. Head and neck both straight. He should remain motionless and hold his head and neck. What happens? Itching here. There is something like a feeling of सुन्न हो जाता है, ऐसा लगता है. There is some vibration occurring here, over here. Nothing is happening. Nothing, no kundalini, nothing. Your own attention is less on yourself. So Lord Krishna says about asanas, and his concentration without wandering anywhere should be on the tip of the nose. That is what I said. Concentrate like this. You won't be able to visualize tip of the nose. You won't be able to visualize. But try to look like that. Neither here, nor here, nor here, nor in front, nor here, but tip of the nose. That way you will be able to attain the concentration. This is the power. This is the method of achieving concentration. These are the technologies of meditation which he is teaching us. Prashantatma, Vigadbhi, next verse. I am taking you gradually to the next. Vigadbhi brahmachari vratesthita mana sanyam machikto yukta asit matpara. The mind, his mind should be quiet and without fear. He should, if the mind is not quiet and without, there is a lot of fear in mind. Now how can you concentrate? You cannot concentrate. So you should be fearless. He should observe a vow of chastity and control his mind. Prashant brahmachari vrate means chastity. Follow the celibacy and control his mind and fix his concentration on me. Me means Almighty. Me means Paramatma. Me means Lord Krishna. Me means God. Your God may be Lord Shiva, but you can concentrate on Lord Shiva only. Your God may be Gayatri, you can concentrate on Gayatri. My God is Gurudev, so I concentrate on Gurudev. It is up to you. It is up to you. You can. And me means Paramatmane Namaha. Paramatma himself is saying this thing. God himself is saying this thing. So this is in the godly form which Sri Krishna has spoken. He should sit concentrated in devotion, holding me as the highest object. I am the highest person for him, highest object. So always meditate for the highest object, highest ideal. Always meditate for highest ideal. What is your ideal? What do you want to become like? Meditate on that. I want to become like that. I want to learn about those people who attain the highest possible achievements in their lives. Next we go. Uh, 301. नाति अश्नतस्तु योगो अस्ति न च एकांतम अनश्नतः न चाति स्वप्नशीलस्य जागृतो नैव अर्जुन. ओ अर्जुन, योगा, ध्यान योगा इज नॉट फॉर दोज हु ईट और स्लीप टू मच और टू लिटिल. देखो कितना क्लियर है, हाउ क्लियर ही इज. आइदर यू ईट टू मच, बहुत अच्छा सरस भोजन छे, बहुत सरस भोजन छे, तो यू ईट टू मच. और oh, I don't like this. I'm doing meditation. I'm doing sadhana. Eat less. You'll be having lots of red sea over there. While you are doing meditation, you will start having pain in the stomach, and ultimately you'll feel like कोई है तो नहीं आसपास. There is nobody surrounding me. I like to grab something like biscuits or like something like. तो क्या होता है, फिर भूख लगने लगती. You start becoming hungry. Your meditation नहीं लगेगा, मन नहीं लगेगा. सफिशिएंट खाना है पर बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं खाना. सफिशिएंट खाना है पर बहुत कम नहीं खाना. बीच में सम्यक, बस थोड़ा इधर बैलेंस, प्रॉपर बैलेंस. हम क्या करते हैं, वी डू एक्सट्रीमिज्म ऑफ ईटिंग एंड एक्सट्रीमिज्म ऑफ नॉट ईटिंग. व्हाई शुड यू डू दैट? बोले इसका नहीं करना चाहिए. अब लास्टली मैं आज थोड़ा बहुत ज़्यादा डिटेली बताऊंगा क्योंकि तुम लोगों को बहुत ज़्यादा पैलेटेबल डोज हो जाएगा. देन यू विल से दैट we kept on thinking about that and we didn't eat. But what are the four things which are necessary? Yuktahar viharasya. Next verse. 17th number verse. Page number 3002. 302 in my book. Yuktahar viharasya. Yogi jaisa ahar. Diet should be like yogi. Viharasya. Your living style, your lifestyle. Yuktahar viharasya, yukta chestasya karmasu. Your all actions should be like yogi. All actions should be like yogi. Yukta swapna bodhasya. Your way of awakening and way of sleeping should be like yogi. Yogo bhavati dukkha. Yoga is supposed to be destroyer of all miseries of life. If you have got any misery in the life, they will be all disappearing if you do yoga every day. Yoga means not only that yoga which Mitesh told you in the morning. Mitesh was explaining external yoga, but I am telling you about Dhyan yoga, meditation. This yoga is totally destroyer of miseries. All miseries which you have today, they will all disappear. Bianca, awake, straight, sit straight. Because this is the time, and you have got up early. So we will be just finishing it next half an hour. You know? I'll ask questions so that you will be all alert. So let me come to a point. Why Lord Krishna says Yoga Bhavati Dukkha? Yoga is destroyer of all sorts of sufferings. Because if you are eating like a yogi, living like a yogi, sleeping like a yogi, waking up like a yogi, and your all attempts, all chestas, all efforts are like yogi, never any illness will come to you. Never any suffering will come to you. Even if the illness is there, it will not lead to you to suffering. Now, I had told you about 17 shlokas. What is the essence of this? What is the summary of this? All this. What is yoga? Self-control. Yes. What do you need for that yoga? One by one. One, meditation. Willpower. Which we started with willpower. Strong willpower. Self-control, celibacy. Balance in the life. Harmony, a very harmonious lifestyle. A lifestyle has to be very, very harmonious. Then?
Concentration.
Pardon?
A secluded place.
Eh?
Make it your own secluded place.
Secluded place. Secluded place means you should not be surrounded by the material objects which disturb you. Keep on saying the phone, there is no phone for such a long time. And you are doing malas, or you are doing meditation. While doing meditation, don't see phone, don't see SMS, don't see any mail, don't see anything. Just listen to your own song inside. Your song inside is mesmerizing. Once you try to listen to that song, it is mesmerizing, hypnotizing. Try to understand that. So you understand basically the meaning which I told you. Yuktahar viharasya yukta chestasya karmasu yukta sapna bodhasya yoga bhavati dukkha. Yoga is destroyer of what? Your attention. Sufferings. What are the sufferings people are suffering from? What are the suffering? Jor se problem. Stress, yes. Health problem. Pardon?
Sadness, like
Fatigue. Situations you don't like. Yes, that is also causing suffering. Jealousy, envy, hatred, anger, lethargy, anxiety. These are all sufferings. Actually, they all lead to suffering. So you will be getting away from all sorts of these sufferings. Pujan, you have something in mind about this? What I am saying? Can you summarize this shloka? Yoga bhavati dukkha. It takes away your suffering. How come? How does it do it? It eliminates what negativity from you, and it brings positivity to you by gradually performing it. It's a totally a very small process, but it's a very, very slow process. It's a very small steps to be taken, but slowly it will start making entry into your body, into your mind, into your routine, into your lifestyle, and it transforms the lifestyle. Meditation transforms the lifestyle. Now we'll come to another part of this. How many of you meditated with me on lighted lamp? Now we'll come to page number 304. Can someone say in his tutti frutti Sanskrit, whatever you want to, you can say. Can someone volunteer to speak? Yes. 304 shloka. Not in English. Say first Sanskrit.
Yatha Nipu Niva Sastu Yete Gopa Vrata Yogi Yatha Sita Yatha Yandita Yoga Mana.
Yes, he is attempted. He is at least tried. Anybody else? The same verse. Yes, beta. Your Hindi is very right here. Very good. Are you do you have Sanskrit or Hindi in your? So you read your Gita. This is the simile. Example is being given by Lord Krishna that just like a lighted lamp, it doesn't waver, doesn't shake, because it is in the windless stage. If you got a AC wind coming, or you have got a windy place coming outside, then it will be all the time shaking like this. The flame which you saw in the candle, it will all the time shaking like this. So our mind should be like that. Yathadipu. The meaning, once someone has to read it loudly. Devan, you can say its meaning in English. Loudly.
A yogi whose mind is controlled and focused in yoga is like an
Unflickering flame. कितना बढ़िया word है. What a nice word. Unflickering flame. In a windless place. This is what is the example he has given. This should be our mind state. If this we achieve, then our mind will be totally concentrated. So to achieve concentration, he has come to ahar, he has come to vihar, chesta, karma, everything. But this has to go deeper into that. We go further ahead. Come to 316, page number 316. It is verse number 26. I like what's your name, beta? You read Gita? Tejal. Like Tejal, anybody else who can speak this particular verse in Sanskrit? Yes, Vaishali, try. Oh, sorry. You are not reading the right one. 316. Sorry, 310. 310. Page number 310. Page number 310. 310.
यतो यतो निश्चरति मनश्चञ्चलास्थिराम ततो नियम्य दातव्यः
नियम्येत
निम्यते
नियम्येत
निम्ये
आत्मन्येव
आत्मन्यं
वशम नयेत.
वशं नयेत्.
As your mind wavers, if your mind disturbs your attention, all the time your thinking is going like this, then what should you do? Lord Krishna says in Gita. Vaishali, say English of this. Wherever
Wherever the unsteady mind might wander, the yogi should pull it back, exercising self-control and control of his mind.
And how come? Atmanyo Vasham Nayat. By putting everything, bringing everything and putting into the feet of Master. All the time the wavering mind has to be brought and put it in the feet of the ideal Master, whom you consider ideal. We'll go a little bit further. There is a question, there is a query by Arjun. Arjun says, Lord Arjun is a very good yogi. He has been. Don't talk behind her, because I want their concentration and I want my concentration also. Yogi yatatam yunjit satatam atmanam rahasi sthita. So try to live in rahasi and say ekant mein. हम लोग से एकांत में बैठे हैं. Nobody is surrounding us. Arjun Uvach. 317, 317. आपने जो अभी कहा, मुझे योग कहा, अर्जुन कहता है जस्ट नाउ यू टोल्ड मी अबाउट योगा. आई डोंट फाइंड एनी माई मेंटल कंडीशन लाइक दैट बिकॉज आई एम अनेबल टू कीप माई माइंड स्टिल. चंचलम ही मन कृष्ण. नेक्स्ट 318. चंचलम ही मन कृष्ण. Oh Keshav, it is easier to control the wind. I can control wind, but I cannot control my mind. Fickle, unsettling, dominant, and stubborn mind. They are the four things which. What are those four things about mind? What Arjun has said. बताइए. जबरदस्ती बलवान है बहुत ज़्यादा. Fickle, unsettling, dominant, and stubborn mind. Our mind is like this. These are the four qualities of mind, and due to this, we are unable to concentrate. They are the four, you can say, evil things attached to the mind, due to which we are unable to concentrate. Lord Krishna says, answer is very good. Asanshayam Mahabaho, without any doubt. Asanshayam means without any doubt. Mahabaho means Arjun. Arjun, I am telling you, without any doubt, I tell you that whatever you said is very correct. Mind is very, very fast. Right now it is here. Next moment it is in India. And next moment it is in Japan. Next month I am going to Japan. So I start thinking about Japan and making plans that in my mind. And I am seated with you. My mind is so unstable that it may go. Turnigraham chalam, achanchalam. Abhyasen tu konte vairagyan chikrite. Close your Gita. Here, close your Gita, we'll explain it. This shlok is very important. Abhyasen tu konteya vairagyana cha grihiyate. This particular shlok is the answer to all sorts of difficulties in meditation. Abhyasen, abhyas means practice. Konte means Arjun. Vairagyana, renunciation. Cha grihite. It comes in hold. Mind comes in hold by two things. Abhyas and Vairagya. What is Abhyas? What is practice? Practice. What do you mean by practice? Repetition. Yes. One meaning. Another? Continuously doing same thing. Making it a habit. Yes. Yes. Every time. Means attempting repeatedly. Practice. Anybody else who has got answer? Practice. Making oneself comfortable. I mean, living in a lavish house with good.
Becoming better as you do that.
Improving every day. Promoting yourself every day. Competing with yourself. Abhya practice. A doctor comes to you and he says, last 30 years I have not seen a patient. Now I want to see you. Is there any abnormality? Will you show it to him? Because he is out of practice. He has not practiced medicine since last 30 years. And then he wants to treat you. He is Neem Hakim. Khatra-e-Jaan. He is a danger to the life of anybody. So, practice is essential for everyone. Prior practice by a doctor, practice by a lawyer, practice by a judge, practice by anybody who is skilled in his profession. Practice is essential. So Lord Krishna says, don't worry, don't lose patience. Practice it every day. Practice it every day. Do it every day. Regularly, continually. Continuity and regularity. These are the two words. Continuity and regularity. Nahi man lagta hamara. I am unable to focus my attention. Still do it. Still do it. Lord Krishna says, still do it. Don't get away from that. One day will come when your mind will start getting attached to it. If your mind doesn't get focused, then what will happen? You will say, man nahi lagta. There is no sense in reading, studying. Ultimately, you will leave the studies. You will say that nothing gets focused. Your focusing will come through gradually, learning it by practice. Okay? Practice. Abhyasen tu konte. Vairagya chikite. What is vairagya? What is renunciation? What is renunciation? What is vairagya?
Away from materialistic world.
Going away from materialistic world. Going to Himalayas? Going to caves? What do you mean by vairagya?
Renunciating your bad habits.
Yes, 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 yes. You are closer.
Unattached. Dependency on
Unattachment. Not getting attached to anything. Yeah. Vairagya doesn't mean that you totally, you have to live in this world. Living in this world, how can you live with Vairagya? A detachment from vices, detachment from evils, detachment from negative thinking, detachment from jealousy, detachment from hatred, detachment from all these things which constantly disturb your attention, concentration, detachment from there. This is what is the beauty of this Gita, Gita's verse, small verse. Abhyasentu konteya vairagyena ch grihita. Now I'll give you 10-15 minutes to think over it, and I'll ask you to give your answers. How to practice it? How to practice abhyas or vairagya? How to practice in day-to-day life? How to practice it? Give me some example. This is meditation. This meditation is very important. Meditation doesn't need mala. Meditation doesn't mean mala, doing malas. Meditation means merging your identity with Almighty. Meditation means collective consciousness, merging your consciousness with collective consciousness, of godly consciousness. Meditation means giving a bath to your personality of noble and ideal thoughts. This is what is the definition of meditation. If you understand meditation, merging yourself with the definition of God, which we explained right now, merging yourself with the all good things in this life. This is what is the meditation. So we'll keep on discussing, then you will come out with the answers. How to practice it? कैसे करना है? अभ्यास भी करना है, वैराग्य को भी रखना है. Can you do it? Can you give me some examples and do it? Abhyasentu konte vairagyena ch grihite. Yes?
you can pick one of your bad habits and then slowly work on it over time. So don't say, I'm going to stop it today. You stop it over time.
Gradually. Yes, very true. You have to be lighter, gradually lighter. By one day, nobody leaves bad habits. Gradually, your inner soul starts pinching you. You know, don't do it. It is going to harm you. Then that day you become a seer of yourselves. You start observing yourself. Your seer means God. The observer is God. You observe yourself. Now observing yourself and making yourself a perfect being. I hope that before lunch we are not becoming very saturated, and the knowledge is very strong. Knowledge of Gita is very powerful. But once it enters in your mind, then it will make you perfect being. This particular thing. There are a lot of shlokas after that also, 6th chapter, but the essence of everything is hidden in this sixth verse. 6th verse is very this one verse. Which one is this? Abhyasentu konte vairagyena ch grihite. 20. 35. Abhyasentu konte vairagyena ch grihite. I will ask you tomorrow also this particular answer. Abhyasentu konte vairagyena ch grihite. Gita is a very important scripture in our culture, Indian culture, and Lord Krishna has given a message in such a powerful way that he has explained everything through these Sanskrit words. Now, what I tell everybody is that try to practice it in everyday life. And Lord Krishna says it not to Arjun, all of us are Arjun. All of us are Arjun for him. And he is the Almighty, he is the God. He is telling us the lesson of yoga. There are a lot of people who are confused about yoga, that this is yoga, Parva yoga, Vikram yoga, this is yoga. But they are not actually yogis. Yogi is one who is all the time away from guilt, is all the time away from suffering, is all the time away from the various inhibitions, is away from various types of imaginations, unnecessary imaginations. शेख चिल्ली की तरह से नहीं घूमता इधर उधर, घूमता रहता है नहीं. He is all the time in imagination, in good perceptions, good thoughts, positivities, and making them real in life. How to make those positivities a symbol of reality in life. This is what is basically the aim of this. Do you know Gita is the only scripture which is spoken in warfield? Do you know any other book which is written, which is spoken in warfield? Second World War, Third World War, anywhere, First World War, anything, any book has been which has been spoken, which has been scripted and written and read by millions and millions of persons all over the world. Gita is liked by a lot of people. Gita was liked by one of the very important author, poet, Thoreau, and he told it to his disciples, who made it so popular, Max Muller and other people, that ultimately Gita became a textbook of Westerners also. There are a lot of people I know in the West who are knowledgeable and who are very good scientists, but they love Gita like anything. If you take out, all of you got Gita? If you take out Gita and turn the pages of Gita and think about your problem, just mentally think about your problem. What is your problem? Think about that. And open any one page, and put your hand there. Any one page and put your hand over there. Your answer is there. Your answer is there. Just like this, make pages like this, this. Put it here, and then your answer is there. I put my hand and then I got the answer. Arjuna, I am really easily one by one who remembers me constantly with undivided attention, for he is a true yogi who is ever united with me. Yunjan nevam sadatmanam. Ananya chetata satata yomam smarati nityashah tasyaham sulbhapat nityuktasya yogina. I am available to everybody, but they should remember me. They should try to remember me. They should try to memorize me. They should try to understand that I am always surrounding, I am always there. What we know is that God is available only to Dr. Pranav Pandya and Param Puji Gurudev. It is not available to us. No, he is available to you. He is closer to you. You are very innocent. You people are developing, evolving very nicely, and you are answering my queries very nicely. So you are same powerful person who can attain the love and affection of the God. Gita has got 18 chapters. And out of these 18 chapters, 6 chapters, 1st to 6th, is Karma Yoga. 7th to 12th is Bhakti Yoga. And 13th to 18th is Jnana Yoga. These are the three schools of knowledge. Karma Yoga means whatever you are doing, your action should be without any attachment. Bhakti Yoga means devotion. And Jnana Yoga means knowledge. Pure knowledge, blissful, pure knowledge. Love and affection mixed with knowledge. So, not a single verse is without these three. All the verses are mixed with these three things, but these are mainly dominantly like this. And this was the only one book, only one verse which was spoken by Lord Krishna to Pandavas. There is a story known as why did you speak Gita in war? Can you speak Gita again now? The story goes like this. Lord Krishna was asked by Pandavas, can you speak now again? No, I cannot. That time I was in godly consciousness. That time I could speak. That time whatever I spoken, Vedvyas has concised it into Gita. I cannot give the same message now. Gita cannot be repeated. Gita is only one, immortal, constant. So he said, for your welfare, I will tell you one Gita. And that Gita is known as Pandav Gita, for Pandavas. A follow-up for everybody, for those who are not Pandavas, Anu Gita. And then for his disciple, his friend, Uddhav Gita. There are 4 Gitas. You will remember. Anu Gita, repeat with me. Anu Gita, Pandav Gita, Uddhav Gita. Srimad Bhagavad Gita is only one, and that is this one. Okay? 5,000 years back this was spoken, and this is a immortal scripture, a immortal volume of collection of the 700 verses, total 700 verses. And these 700 verses contain everything. all sorts of answers to all sorts of queries, all sorts of questions which you can have in your mind. And particularly this particular Gita is very important for one reason, that this has been told by Paramatmane Namaha. Open the first chapter. First chapter. Anywhere it is mentioned as Krishna Uvach? Anywhere it is mentioned? Krishna spoke. First chapter. Page number 34. What is written above upon the top? Om Shri. So this is the bowing to the feet of Paramatma. It has been told by Paramatma, not a Sri Krishna. So nowhere is mentioned Krishna Uvach or Krishnaya Namaha, Om Krishnaya Namaha, Om Krishnaya Namaha. You will become bound to one sect. It is not a sect bound. It is by Paramatma. And then Dhritarashtra Uvach, okay? Because Dhritarashtra was a man, father of Duryodhan. Sanjay Uvach, he was the person who got vision to see the Mahabharata and tell Dhritarashtra was blind the Gita. And then lastly, you can come to the second chapter. Page number 82. Again it comes Shri Bhagwan Uvach. Nowhere is mentioned Shri Krishna Uvach. Arjuna Uvach is there, Sanjay Uvach is there, Dhritarashtra Uvach is there, but nowhere is mentioned Shri Krishna Uvach, Vasudeva Uvach. He says, no, I am seated in the consciousness of Paramatma. That's why this particular scripture has attained so much of importance. This particular importance has been given to this particular scripture for one reason, that Gandhiji used to say that Gita is my mother. Whenever I have any problem, I go to my mother and I tell him, and I get my answers. Vinoba used to say, Vinoba, any Maharashtrian amongst you? Marathi? Any Marathi? Yes, Parag is Marathi. What do you call mother? So he used to say Gita-i, Gita-i, Gita Ma. Vinoba used to say Gita Ma. Vinoba was the disciple, only disciple of Gandhi. Only one disciple of Gandhi. Gita-i, he told. So that's why this particular thing is important. And this is taken in the hand and given to the person. In the name of Gita, I take an oath that I will speak truth and nothing else than truth. To a Muslim, Gita is not given, Quran is given. In the name of Lord Allah, I take an oath. So our ancient religion, our ancient scripture is what? Gita. So we should know about our ancient scripture. It is the essence of all Vedas, all Upanishad, all scriptures. I don't say that beyond this there is nothing. Vedas, Upanishad, many various things are there, but this particular thing is very, very important, because this is the collection of the whole thing. The butterfly goes and collects the nectar from everywhere and brings it in the form of honey. It is the honey, Gita Amritam. It is the honey, and because of honey, a collection of all good things in all teachings in the life. There are so many things in the Gita. If once you start developing a habit of reading Gita, how to read Gita? How to read Gita? Start taking one verse, one or two verse, start practicing it. Right? Start memorizing it, and then write the meaning. Meaning के बाद उसको what do you do in your coursework? In your coursework, you write the meaning, and the meaning के बाद you write the explanation of the meaning, है ना? Little bit. So in one page page or 2 pages of the copy, you write the meaning, what you understood. Give it to someone. Write it to me. Send it to me by mail, and then I'll tell you that what you have come out with. You come out with a novel thought and a brilliant thought. So start reading Gita accordingly. Now, open for questions. Any question about Gita? So first question from me only. You. Did you follow it or not? Did you follow the lessons of the Gita and whatever I told you about Gita? Why do we give so much of importance to Gita?
Because it is spoken by God himself.
Because it is God's Vani, God's speech. Because it is God's speech to all the disciples of the world. Secondly, second importance. Pardon?
It shows like the way of life.
It shows us the way of life. It is the basically textbook of executive management of each and every worker of this world. Whether he is American, whether he is from Africa, whether he is from India, whether he is from Pakistan, for each and everyone's day-to-day management has been explained by this. How to manage the life, how to manage the executive management of the whole company can be done by Gita. I take my university like a company, the Dev Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya, and that company is being managed by me by Gita. Before coming here, 3 days back, I took Gita class. I explained them everything. I got so many questions, I could not answer them. But I will go, when I will go back, I will start again from after 12th onwards, I will start classes. And they are so inquisitive that many of them, they transform themselves. Any other reason for it being very important?
It can carry, it has all the capabilities, so for the whole life it can drive us.
It can help you. You see, if you don't have any guru, Gita can be your guru. Gita can guide you. Gita has to be understood properly. Many people think that Gita makes you sannyasi. So parents refuse that. Parents said, no, don't read Gita. You will become sannyasi and you will leave this world. You will become Swaminarayan. You will become Gayatri Narayan. Gayatri परिवार का सन्यासी बन जाएगा. No, don't read it. Dr. Pandya ने अच्छा किया, पढ़ा दिया, बहुत अच्छा किया. But don't follow the path of that. No, Gita doesn't make you. Sri Krishna himself had 4 wives. Arjun had 5 wives. So the person who is speaking is also grahast. The person who is listening is also also grahast. So nobody is going to become sannyasi by this. Gita doesn't make sense. We will repeat Gita word. Repeat with me. Gita. Repeat with me. Keep on. Hey, you are saying Tyagi. You are saying Tyagi. Gita. Gita tells you renunciation. Attachment to the action should be removed. Attachment to the fruits of the action should be removed. Attachment binds us. It binds our mind. When you are attached to whatever I am doing, this 5 days, 3 days, 5 days, 6 days, we are with Dr. Pandya and the whole team of the Shanti Kunj. What will we achieve? Don't think about that. Whatever you achieve, whatever you get, bind it with. इसके साथ बंध जाओ पूरी तरह से. And take it with you. Start practicing it. Whether it will help me in passing out the examinations in the first class in the good marks, it may. But don't get attached to it. Attachment is the reason for all the sufferings. Detachment is the reason for all sorts of lack of suffering or the enjoyment of the life. Don't get attached to it. Don't get attached to any result. I want to earn gold medal, I want to earn this. Don't get attached to these things. These are the things which are binding to our own, they bring inhibition in us. They make us focused on some goal and they ultimately take our whole energy in that. Try to get non-attachment, feeling of non-attachment. Anybody who can tell me how to practice non-attachment? Detachment. How to detach? I am not asking you to detach from your parents. I am not asking you to detach from your. Yes, please.
If you don't care enough about the thing, can you attach yourself to it?
Not caring enough for the things.
Yes, so you can detach yourself.
Yes, wants and desires. The wants and desires should be kept away. You must desire, you must wish, you must have a aptitude, you must have a ambition to achieve optimum, maximum, but don't get attached to it. If that doesn't happen, then what will happen? This is the attachment. This is the attachment. अगर मैंने ऐसा नहीं किया तो क्या होगा? हे भगवान, लोग क्या कहेंगे मुझे? What will happen to me? ये नहीं होना चाहिए बस. If you remove this type of feeling, then you are totally detachment. You are sannyasi. You are sannyasi. Any question in your mind? You got 15 minutes. Sorry, 10 minutes. You got 10 minutes. Any question? Yes, please.
In the Gurudev's Amrit Vani, when we were discussing, you said that we should adjust with the circumstances. That is the way to be happy and reduce our wants. But sometimes we have to fight with the circumstances also, and sometimes we have to adjust with them also. How do we differentiate between when we are supposed to fight with them and when we are supposed to adjust?
You see, when you are competent to fight without putting yourself to stress, this is coping with the circumstances. When you are not you are not succumbing to circumstances. Sometimes circumstances are very attractive. Circumstances attract you and they entangle you in such a web that you don't come out of that. That circumstances, you have to be away from that. And sometimes circumstances are such that whatsoever happens, I'll go. There is heavy rain outside, but I will have to go. I have to attend the class. I have to go. Then that time when you go and within 2 minutes that decision is taken and the circumstances are beaten. Circumstances say no. This man is strong, firm. Firmness and strength of mind has to be there. हाँ बेटा, इतना ज्ञान सुन रहे हो सुबह से अभी तक गुरु को कोई दक्षिणा नहीं दी तुमने. मतलब मैं कि क्वेश्चन पूछूं ना. आस्क क्वेश्चंस. Yes, please.
How come the Bhagavad Gita is the most popular, or it seems to be, or maybe it's not, I don't know, in comparison to other books?
For one reason that it is a comprehensive treatise in 700 verses. It's comprehensive one. All in one. Everything is there. And it is for everyone. For sannyasi, for a couple who is living in a worldly life, for a boy, young boy, for a young girl, for a housewife, recently married and come to husband, and for a husband who is living with his housewife, for anybody who wants to do any endeavor in life, for him or her, this is a compact guidebook. Itself, it's a complete guidebook. Not a single verse can be replaced like cut paste. यहाँ से काट के इसको उधर पेस्ट कर दें, इधर लगा दें, नहीं. Everything is irreplaceable. It's such a nice treatise. And so Gurudev has written a lot about Gita. Gita Vishwakosh was his dream, and we are going to fulfill it. Gita by Hanchakla video. Yes.
How do you avoid becoming self-absorbed and kind of detached from it?
How do you practice?
How do you avoid becoming self-absorbed? Meaning focusing too much on yourself?
You see, how do you avoid to become self-observer? है ना? More and more limited to your own self. You see, everything whatever you do is incomplete if you do not give its due to the society. So you have to be a part of society and you have to deliver it. Gita doesn't tell you that to keep it up to you only. I am asking you to deliver this knowledge to everyone. Tell it to others. When you go back, tell your mother, tell your father, tell your parents, tell your relatives, everybody that this is what we have learnt, and this is what we have practiced, and this is what we will like to do. You to do also do it. Liberate the knowledge. Spread the knowledge. Lord Krishna says in one of the verse, very important, Tad Viddhi Pranipratena Pariprashnena Sevaya. Tad Viddhi. After knowing that knowledge, Pranipatena, पाँव छू कर, प्रणाम करके, Pranipatena, Sevaya, सेवा करके, Updeshanti te jnanam. They people will give you knowledge, very important knowledge. Jnanina Tattvadarshina. The knowledgeable people and philosophist, they will give you that knowledge. So all the time the teachers are available there for giving the knowledge, but it has to be liberated, distributed, disseminated. Dissemination has to occur. Dissemination is known as aradhana. Dissemination of knowledge to others to liberate them from the bondages which they are entangled in is something which is very, very important. Whatever good thing you have learnt here, it is not to be retained by you. It is to be liberated It has to be distributed. It has to be disseminated. It should be told to others also, so that they also become, they also get good guidelines. After going from here, you will start motivating others to read Akhand Jyoti, read Gita, read Gurudev's literature, read great person's literature like Swami Vivekananda's literature or any other thing. That will make you more and more perfect, and this is how you get away from self-observer. Self-observer is one. There are so many people who look to be sannyasis, sadhus or like that, but they are not initiated. They are more asakti, deha asakti. So Gita takes you away from deha asakti. Atma, nobody can kill Atma, nobody can cut Atma, nobody can burn Atma. So Atma is going to be throughout the life, throughout the world, throughout their many births. Atma is going to be same. You see, we are having the same Atma, which we brought first when we were born, and this Atma has been traveling since last many births. Only the physical sheath has changed. Gurudev has written a book, Atma Pathik Sharir Sarai. This body is the guest house and Atma is the guest. Guest has understood that this is the guest house, that's why he is not interested much in the guest house. But the guest house is supposed to be the important thing, and the person who has sent him as a guest, he is not supposed to be important. Then the guest house becomes very important. Makeup, beautifying, lot of visit to the cosmetologist. All these things is making your guest house better. But this is temporary. This is temporary. This is only up to death. After this, again new birth. You don't know that. So to make next life better, do whatever best thing you can do. Earn punya, earn good things, good virtues. And more virtues, anek janma sansiddha tato yati param gatim. In the many births, you will achieve a lot of things in your life.